Someone tell me what this is. 12?
13.
13. Oh,
14.
yeah. Unlucky 13.
Is it Friday? No.
No, it's Saturday.
It's Sunday.
It's still Saturday here.
It's one day.
It's Sunday. Quit living in the past. No.
Oh, this joke every time.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty bad joke.
Yeah, I know. It gets tiring. It's like, get it? We're all in different time zones. Oh, it's classic.
Oh, we're like fucking
Sold, isn't
40
it?
minutes late.
Yeah, well,
I could have finished my fucking homework by now. Assholes.
you don't need to do homework.
I told you could go back and do it.
All right.
Yo,
I'm probably going to fuck this up because I'm not do it, but
All right.
whatever. We'll start.
Recording.
Yay.
All right. Welcome to Usagiroll Podcast, episode 13. I am your host, Biopower. With me today, we have ShawnHacaga.
I'm actually Swagger Candy.
What's up, Swagger?
Soap.
AnimeKami.
Yes, I have two things to say. First, I was robbed of my hosting jobs unfairly.
Very unfair.
Very
You mean-
unfairly.
You mean completely handing them over?
It's completely robbed. And second, I judge Yuri on Ice very technically. And so if you don't like my reviews, that's too bad.
Okay. Here's Sonic.
Hey, Sonic 720 here.
And we have Gold.
I don't watch anime.
That's a damn lie.
And we have Aiden.
What up? We're talking about ships tonight.
What? Wait, I didn't get that. Yeah, I guess that's a different kind of ship we're thinking, but
Whoa.
Okay, here's a question.
misleading.
Is it Crunchymation or is it Funnyroll?
Funnyroll sounds retarded, so let's go with
Crunchymation.
Crunchymation. Yeah, there we go. I don't know.
Sounds
To
like-
be fair,
Sounds
they
like
both,
an advertisement for like some kind of snack.
yeah, they both sound kind of retarded. So whatever. We'll just go with anything.
Anyways, as you can tell now, our topic is the Crunchyroll Funimation partnership that kind of shocks the entire anime community, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, I wasn't shocked at all.
I just didn't care.
Right? I was talking about stuff on fan sites.
That's not a good start to the podcast, guys. Why should you care? I don't. Oh, well, look at the time.
Well, you know, Crunchyroll, Funimation, they combined. Knowing Crunchyroll is a greedy, disgusting website that favors money above everything else, like, you know.
Egregious.
Exactly.
Egregious.
They don't even care about their website anymore. They just want the money. They just put their stupid, shitty ads with that freaking annoying woman, whoever she is, Sailor Moon.
Wow. Well, we can't post this on Crunchyroll now.
Bad block.
Sure, we
I had
can.
bad
Fuck
block.
those guys.
I had
That'll
bad
go.
block.
We're gonna get banned.
So
He's gonna ban us. Oh, God.
We're just dicking around right now.
first of all, does everyone here know like the details of the deal?
I don't know, Mr. Host. Shouldn't you have done your homework?
I have the details. I'm asking you all know. So
Oh,
anyway.
no, Bio, I don't know. Can you tell me?
All right, fine. So CR gets all of Funimation's titles basically. They're gonna the stream. They're gonna start working them over slowly. You've seen a couple of them transition already, like Grimgar and some other shows. Anyways,
Ooh, just read the screen, Mr. Host.
where are the good shows though? Oh, Segment Pass, sure.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy
Deep
Bebop,
Green.
I haven't seen, but I've heard is very wonderful.
Holy
life.
crap.
Guys, we got First Love Monster now on Crunchyroll.
Oh god,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I can't wait to watch
stream
that one.
complete. So, anyways,
Wait, bio.
fun.
What you're saying is that Crunchyroll is gonna have Rosario Vampire soon.
It's quite possible, yeah.
Wait, does that change your hate for Crunchyroll?
Hell no!
You
I
hate them
I
a
have
little
the
less or a
DVD.
little more.
I just hate them. This doesn't really change.
All right.
Just the DVD. You don't have the Blu-ray.
So CR is getting all of the
I
streaming,
Blu-ray player.
and Funimation decided they are going to go their way with dubbing some of CR's titles. Dub any of the simulcasts that are coming. They'll get to choose which ones they want to dub and which ones they'll release as well. So they're going to handle shows like Cabaneri, especially. Cabaneri was one of the big ones CR grabbed before.
I thought it was Amazon.
Yeah, but
Well,
they
Amazon has the
got the
license to the streaming, but they have the Crunchyroll has the license to the home video.
Ah,
so, and they're kind of slowly working this over, but I don't know. Sonic, do you have any other details to add to that, or does that cover it pretty well?
So basically what's going to happen is Crunchyroll is going to be taking on Funimation's subtitled simulcast content moving forward, as well as their back catalog subtitled.
Mhm.
And Funimation is going to be taking on the shows that are on Crunchyroll currently that I guess Crunchyroll licensed, and they will be dubbing those shows to put on their Funimation Now service in the future. So what's essentially happening is Crunchyroll is going to be hosting subtitle content for those that like their anime subtitled with the original Japanese audio, and
Should be all.
Funimation Now is going to be hosting the dubbed content for the people that like the English dubs instead. Now, for me, the bigger question would be what brought on this partnership, especially at this point in time.
well, my issue is, that's that
Alright.
simplified explanation of Crunchyroll's handling the subtitles and Funimation handling the dubs, but Crunchyroll, from my knowledge, has contractors that does their subbing. Now, if they were to, put that shitty subs to Funimation, that's tarnishing someone's name. Like I would be fearful as a CEO, to be honest. I would just message Shinji and say, hey, bro, you gotta hire better translators.
That's very true.
So
Well-
that's a good point, actually. Okay, when a show gets subtitled on any service, it's typically outsourced to a third party translator who works on a per contract basis for that company. And I know some people are not the biggest fans of the people that Crunchyroll use on certain shows, and some people are not the biggest fans of the people that Funimation use in certain shows, and how they decide to subtitle certain things. Some people demand to have the opening song and the ending song subtitled. Others don't really mind. Others like stylization. Others want everything subtitled. So there's a lot of different factors that go into it, where depending on who is the third party that's licensed to do the subtitling work will determine what the ultimate outcome is for the show.
Well, I mean, baseline for subtitling is you need to have the actual main part of the series translated in, and you have a good font. It's legible, and it needs to be clear and concise. I don't think Crunchyroll does the clear and concise part really well. Opening and ending, that's more of a wine thing where you need to understand what the hell they're trying to say. But
I mean, those are usually added onto the Blu-rays.
not everyone buys the Blu-rays.
No, I know. But
I know. Aren't we getting off topic, Mr. Host?
no, this is still pretty on topic.
Oh,
Yeah, it's I'd say it's related.
Anyways,
Well, speaking of, I guess subtitling it, I think Funimation does pretty good dubs. Some of the Love Live I've heard, Sunshine from Love Live Sunshine I've heard. I would say I give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, that's ironic. I gave the Love Live original a 0.
Like, Yohane or Yoshika when she was kind of going full retard.
Like always.
Oh god.
I'm sorry. She kind of went full dum dum, and she went full dum dum. She literally sounds like a dumb person, and I found that pretty good.
All right.
I just think I did a little Sunshine though. No, just for
I need to check out more of Funimation's dubs, but I've heard it's hit or miss with a lot of them. I mean, they try to. I mean, I've heard they've hit some of their bigger titles. But simulcast dubs, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I'd say it's pretty hit or miss depending on especially the popularity of the show. And the high profile shows probably get more, I guess, attention, and they probably also get the more veteran AD staff and just general directing.
Sure.
And
Well,
that might influence how well the dub turns out.
I mean, like Japanese voice actresses and actors, they have schools. I don't know if the United States, or at least the people Funimation hires, have gone to like voice training schools. I'm sure they have voice coaches, but never like an actual school, I don't think.
So that would bring up one of my questions. Do you think that with this partnership, Funimation's dubs are going to have a lot of room to improve and expand?
No.
No. Okay, right off the bat. Well, I was wondering if maybe they would start looking more outside of their local group that they just keep using again and again for their dubs. Like maybe they'll start grabbing people from, since they're now in the UK, they have a big thing with the UK. Maybe they grab some British voice actors for some of their dubs.
Actually, was Infinite Stratos dubbed by Funimation?
No,
I don't think Infinite Stratos is Funimation.
That's Sentai Filmworks, I believe.
Oh, Sentai.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I think the one I saw from Sentai, the Infinite Stratos dub, they did Charles, Cecilia, and
that's my baby.
Who's the German?
Laura.
They had accents for them.
Yeah.
Of course, like who's the Chinese girl? And Hoki. Anyways, like the Asians didn't have any accents. It's like okay, whatever. But
So bad.
I think one thing Japanese dubs will never achieve, and they can never achieve, is the accents of other cultures. Because given it's always in Japanese, but with English and native German or French or English speakers, they'll have an accent, and you can hear that.
Yeah.
And I think one thing I look in a dub, even though I don't particularly fancy them at all, are these accents, or those accents, I should say. And I think it really accentuates the dubbing and makes it far superior to Japanese original dubs in terms of expressing cultures and differences in that area. And I think Funimation has the potential to recruit more diverse voice actors, dubbing actors.
I want to be a savior.
With this merger, simply because they're going to get much more exposure. They're literally like gaining, I don't know how much, but essentially all of Crunchyroll's subscriber base, basically.
Yeah. So. And now they don't have to worry about grabbing titles as much because Crunchyroll is going to be doing all of that, basically.
Right.
And they just decide which ones they want to do.
Yeah.
They're already grabbed, so they don't have to do as much with the licensing sort of stuff. So Crunchyroll kind of takes on some of the heavy work for this, and then Funimation can focus on
What
their
it does best.
scouting scouting hopefully a better dub cast that fits the show that they're doing, and getting it done in an orderly time since they're doing simuldubs.
It should be noted that currently the majority of the dubs that Funimation does are in-house, meaning that whatever local or at least regional talent that they typically use come to their in-house studio to do the dubbing. And it's pretty rare that they have somebody that's a union from out of state that would be in the dubbing cast. So it's limited to usually the talent pool within and around the Texas area where they operate.
So Sonic, do you think this will get better then?
Because they're now freeing up, I guess, more resources. It could be. They could be potentially now focusing more of their revenue towards improving the overall diversity and quality of the dub by branching out more towards the union voice acting in other areas. That's definitely a possibility.
Sure.
I have to wonder like how the paperwork is done with this partnership. Like previously Crunchyroll, the highest bidder gets the title.
Yeah.
Let's say Crunchyroll gets the title, and I don't know what clause in the paperwork would say, hey, people from this other site can watch it, and what are the royalties for the studios, or what royalties the studio is going to get. I feel like it's not going to hinder anything too much, like grabbing titles and shows, but
that's a good point, actually, because as I understand it currently, at least as far as the CEO of Crunchyroll has stated in the past, the way that the revenue is shared amongst their partners that they license from is based on the number of hits per episode for each show. So, say you're watching Yuri on Ice this season.
Of course.
Who has that,
by the way? Who has Yuri on Ice?
Crunchyroll.
And say you're watching Keijo, but you're not.
Thank God, Keijo, savior of anime. Fucking God.
But you're not watching Izetta, so those first two shows would get so much revenue per hit, but Izetta wouldn't get any revenue from you not hitting it. So basically,
And this is why anime is dying.
Now, when you say hit, like, do I have to watch? Like, I have ad blocker on, so I don't have to see a certain.
No, this is based. This is for subscribers, so people who are subscribing that aren't getting the ads. So it's based on.
Okay.
If a subscriber who's already a paying member plays it, it's how their dollars are then distributed to each company. So depending on how each subscriber is watching, like, so if you watched a certain show more so than others, your dollars are going to get divided up more to that company than other companies.
I see. So what you're saying is, if you like a particular studio, don't watch other anime.
On Crunchyroll, yes.
Yes,
Or
on
on
Crunchyroll.
Funimation, yes.
Huh.
Right.
Invest in the power of the dark side.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So watch the shows you truly care about from the studios you truly care about on those legal channels. But if it's a show that you don't care so much about, then if you want your dollars to represent more so, I guess, for the studios you do, then perhaps don't watch them at those sites.
I have one statement and one question. I'll leave with the statement first. I will actually subscribe for the 3 months that Yuri on Ice is airing, and I will watch every single show but that one, just so I don't have to.
Oh.
And my question is,
Mappa doesn't need your dollars.
Like, what is fan service?
See, now we're getting off topic.
Right.
Someone's got the salt going on a little extra heavy today.
Hey, you know what? I didn't get my battle harm this season.
It sounds like a
Yeah,
topic
right.
for another podcast. I think that's a good one, though.
Battle arms.
Oh boy.
But no. Sorry.
I was going to say, one thing I noticed in the PR for this deal is download to own, which has been something that people have brought up in the past about.
I mean, they have it. They've had that option in the past, but they just took it off. When Crunchyroll first did simulcasting, you could download the video if you're a subscriber.
Huh.
You could
So-
download
I know
for
that.
Funimation. You could download stuff off of services like iTunes, just if you pay like a premium. You don't even have to be a subscriber.
So yeah, apparently this is a feature of the deal that's coming, and it'll be interesting, I guess, to see how this is going to be implemented. If it's going to be pure, DRM free download off the site, or if there's going to be some sort of a DRM attached to it or time limit attached to it.
They'll probably like implement their own player you have to download or something.
Mhm.
But,
Well,
it does say download to own, so that makes me hopeful that it could be an actual video file that you do own.
So I mean, downloading things is one thing, but it kind of gets into the question of, do you like an anime enough to download it? And if you do, why don't you just buy the box set? And of course, the argument comes back to, if it doesn't get used as a box set, and you got to sell it for the next best thing is the digital copy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna download something, it's kind of waste of hard drive space, and you can have it on Crunchyroll. Because I
Unless
do
they lose it.
I mean, Crunchyroll is pretty good, at least in my opinion, when they say, "Oh, we're gonna lose this title. Let's tell you about it so you can watch it," and so you might as well download it when they do that. Although they did kind of ding you when they lost like a lot of titles from Sentai, I believe.
Ooh, yeah. And actually, that kind of brings us into our next sort of thing.
Actually, along those lines, I've seen some of them starting to come back of late, so they may have renewed that deal with Sentai to at least get the catalog titles back.
Mm-hmm.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Sentai and Funimation are mortal enemies.
I wouldn't say mortal enemies,
play it
but
that
they
hard.
are
But
competitive.
they're enemies.
They're
They're
competitive.
competitors in the home video market out for sure.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, Crunchyroll said, like, the enemy of my enemy is also my enemy. Kind of like that. Okay. All right.
All right.
Great.
So yeah, I guess that's what I was kind of getting into. How does this kind of affect the competition? Do you guys think, like with Daisuke, the Anime Network, and Netflix, kind of the revival of the Anime Network? We haven't really seen much about it, but
They have another exclusive this season, I believe.
yeah, but that's about it. I thought they were getting a bigger lineup, and it turns out Crunchyroll actually grabbed most of the same stuff that they have.
Was it Girlish Number? I believe
Like,
they're exclusive.
Girlish Number was, yeah, it's pretty good episodes. So
Spoilers.
Ooh, best episode today.
it was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, I don't know about what about Sangatsu there, Sean?
I'm going with the Girlish Number.
Ooh,
I don't know how you guys have so much time to watch anime. Like, I'm here doing stuff.
I'm trying to figure out right now.
You told me to go watch more anime, and I
don't
did.
I don't work
What's the
weekends.
problem?
That's how.
Like,
I'm not in school anymore.
hey, I get paid to go to school.
Thanks.
Lucky you.
Anyways,
Back on the question.
Yeah.
I would say, first of all, I believe that this deal is a reaction to Amazon and Netflix getting more involved in the anime game in general, because as we've talked about in a previous podcast, Amazon signed the Noitamina block deal to get exclusive rights to streaming and home video of Noitamina block shows, which actually the home video is going to be handled by Crunchyroll as a part of this deal for at least Cabaneri. It'll be interesting to see if the other titles will also be handled by Crunchyroll, but the streaming is exclusively on Amazon's site. I guess we'll find out pretty soon with Battery if that's going to have a home video release through Crunchyroll in a similar fashion as Cabaneri or not.
Amazon doesn't want to.
In the case of
stuff out.
In the case of Netflix, they're actually investing in making original shows and being a part of the production committee or the production committee itself. And that has basically caused both Funimation and Crunchyroll, in my estimation, to have to counter that in some capacity, and I believe this deal is their countermeasure.
Definitely.
Teaming up.
You know, to be honest, I'm not fond of this merger. I don't like where anime is going these days.
I was gonna ask stuff like that, but yeah.
And yeah, this may be selfish of me to say, but honestly, I kind of want anime to be a smaller niche and not grow as much, and just remain in Japan more so. And you know, this seems kind of disingenuous to the fans, but my reasoning for this is when you get when something grows and you get more money put into it, I'm not seeing quote quality anime coming out. It's more quantity that's coming out. And when you are limited to a small budget and not enough time, you know, you try to make the most of that budget. But now that I think more of these studios have a larger amount of budget, they're not utilizing the entire budget for one show. They're using the budget for multiple shows, and that's where the quantity comes from. And so, you know, with this merger and the reactions with Netflix and Amazon getting all these simulcasts, you know, they're trying to get into the anime business, which is fine from a business standpoint. But from me as a fan, you know, I kind of wish, you know, anime just kind of remained in the small corners of the Eastern Japan that it used to be.
Right.
Sure.
Just so I can watch better anime and not all this anime.
So you don't have travesties of animation like Quality Code.
Well,
Oh,
to be
A1.
honest, you know, Call of Duty. How do you say it? Call of Duty.
Quality.
Quality Code.
Call of Duty code. Whatever.
Quesadilla code.
I think the story for
Quality
Call of Duty
code.
code is fine. It's good. It's certainly better than a certain show that I'm shitting on. But the animation is god awful. I mean, you can look at. I'm looking at my screen right now, and I see orange. I think Sonic can attest to this. That orange had terrible animation.
Oh yeah, that
Oh, God.
was
I call saying that from the first episode.
an accomplishment.
You know, anime, you know, is short for animation. First and foremost, it's short for animation. And when an anime has bad animation, does it make it bad anime? Well, maybe in a sense, yeah. It's
Sometimes.
a bad anime. You know, it doesn't mean that the story or the character developments can't help raise the score. But if you're watching still frames like in a picture drama, you know, it doesn't really help. And so,
Yeah.
and it brings me back to the point, you know, all these studios are getting so much more revenue from these partnerships, from these other streams, that I don't think the studios are utilizing the money effectively. They're just pushing out products and pushing out products.
One interesting thing to me, though, is because of deals like these, Crunchyroll and Funimation and Netflix, at least, have signed on to either fully replace the production committee or be a part of the production committee for the show in certain instances. And because of that, you're seeing, I guess, more diversity of titles as far as appealing to more Western tastes.
Sure.
Fuck the Western taste.
So there's sides to it. Yep.
So
Like-
for people, so for somebody who like maybe likes
the
the
Western
more
taste.
the more Western style, the action, the gritty, you know, kind of that '90s action anime type stuff, you might be seeing a bit of a resurgence with these types of partnerships.
I mean, if I'm going to watch He-Man, I'll watch He-Man. But if I'm gonna watch He-Man,
That's Justice League.
or just actually Justice League is very good. I'll say that.
Oh man, He-Man. Wow.
So I gotta ask you guys then: does this Crunchyroll Funimation thing, is it a monopoly of the services?
Yes.
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 Is there no denying this? Because looking at the simulcast lineup for this season, especially, it's all Crunchyroll. There's a couple exclusives here or there, but they've got everything.
I don't know if you could really call it a monopoly, because for it to be a monopoly, they would have to not just take the majority, they would have to take all of the streaming available in order to get it from Japan as cheaply as they can to make it more. Yeah.
I would say at this point in time, it is not a monopoly. It is more of an oligopoly.
Monarchy.
Okay.
I mean, they're just being bullies. They have money. They're just throwing money at the.
But if you consider the legal streaming of anime in the last decade or so and how it's evolved, I'd say this is a positive trend as far as legal streaming is concerned, and that it only offers more people the opportunity to actually, I guess, put their money where their mouth is as far as what type of content they want to see continue be created. At least as far as, the Western audience is concerned, because this doesn't directly impact, tastes and trends from Japan, because those are being impacted based on domestic either Blu-ray, DVD sales or merchandise sales, versus here it's more the streaming revenue is what they're targeting with this.
Well, I mean, I watch anime because it's more of an Eastern taste, right? I don't.
You're more interested in Eastern.
It's not
culture.
necessarily. I like a differentiation between what I'm watching, right?
What everyone else is watching.
Well, no. I mean, if I'm watching anime, I expect it to be anime. As weird as that sounds, or as unhelpful as that sounds. But I digress. This is not particularly pertinent to this topic right now. But
sure,
I'll just reiterate. If I'm watching anime, I expect it to be anime and not some Western influence stuff.
I mean, you'll get both.
Are you kind of like Ruby?
Sure, I guess you could see it that way.
That was kind of fun.
I don't know.
As far as I'm seeing it, it's not that it's moving to replace that, but it's more that it's diversifying the overall portfolio of what's being created.
Well, speaking of what's being created, there's a lot more sports being created evident this season. There's also more Fujoshi stuff evident as of a few seasons.
So it's still pretty Japan.
Yeah, it is pretty Japan. I think everyone wants to hear, but I am being very selfish. I like to watch what I want to watch.
No, that's fair.
Don't we all?
And if I'm not gonna be happy about what I'm watching, I'll be sure to drag you into the unhappiness of why I'm not happy. Wow,
way to take the hit.
No, I will take that hit. I will be the martyr that starts the revolution.
Ooh, you know what I want to watch? Yuri on Ice.
See, you're gonna see a lot more of that too with sports, especially since Japan has the Olympics in 2020.
That is very true.
So they're going to try to be building a positive image of
themselves
too.
Wait, is 2020 summer or winter? I think it's
Summer Olympics.
Okay. Yeah, no, All Out is rugby. They could do a lot of other sports. I don't think they've ever touched on hockey or.
God, if they would.
If there were a hockey anime, that would be great.
I think this Yuri on Ice is stepping in the right direction for that.
A track and field anime.
Didn't you? I mean, you had your parkour anime.
That was not track and field. And neither is Suzuka. No, please don't say Suzuka.
I didn't. I was gonna say Suzuka, but I think you did it for me. So there was track and field in Suzuka, but it's not the main focus. How about that?
But yeah, I would say I agree with you, AK, in that I want them to stay true to their roots and creative vision. But at the same time, I don't think having these partnerships will necessarily, limit them in that capacity. I think it'll just, rather than being limiting to them in that capacity, I think it's more that, some Japanese creator that wants to make that action type show that you would see in the 90s is now being given the chance to make it, whereas before maybe they weren't being given that opportunity because the current market wasn't, demanding that type of show to be made. So this is more an opportunity for it to get made.
Mhm.
Like with Netflix, I mentioned before, they're teaming up with Production IG to make a series called Perfect Bones, which will be a Netflix original anime. So,
Well, yeah, no. I've been thinking.
I'm sure Netflix will have some hand in, I guess, signing off on it. I would imagine Production IG and the Japanese staff will have, the vast say in what gets made and how it gets made.
Right, I've been thinking for a while, and I was thinking that has anime peaked and is it stagnant
God.
for how many years that I haven't deemed a number for, and I have no statistics background. This is only like hypothetical question, and I can understand that with these partnerships and with all these other companies getting into anime, there is an injection of money. There's an injection of money, and I can only pray, not hope, pray that this money is being spent for good uses.
Mhm.
More
Not,
arrow anime is
not
also
lining the
plus.
pockets of
Yeah,
the upper echelon, but being reinvested.
that is the hope.
Honestly, if I can get a good arrow anime, I'd be content. It's great. I'm just.
You just want Arrow Anime to be like back in streaming and everything.
Hey, Arrow anime has better animation than a lot of other anime.
It's true, actually.
It's actually interesting you bring that up because the Western distribution of Aero Anime is dead, basically because people stopped paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at one point in time they were paying for it.
I would throw my money at it.
Although there are a few smaller companies still delving into it, and one of them is releasing Kanojo X Kanojo X Kanojo on Blu-ray, which will be the first Arrow Anime title released on Blu-ray
Gross.
in the US. So that's an interesting development, I think, as far as considering the market trend being that it's essentially dead.
So maybe that kind of thing could see a little bit of a rebirth for the Arrow Anime, I guess.
Well, look,
if it succeeds,
money makes the world go around, and if more money is going into anime, that's great. That's great. It's wonderful. And that may seem contradictory, but it kind of is. But I just want money to be spent well.
Yeah,
and then I don't think anyone has a problem with that statement.
No, definitely. I think that's very fair. So, first of all, I wanted to ask: how do you think some of these other competitors will adjust to this deal now? Do you think is there a way that they can get back in this really, or
you're gonna invest in Arrow Anime?
There you go.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I have nothing to say at the moment.
Personally, I really don't see it as being any different than before. Crunchy and Funimation just combined their efforts. They'll probably get the same amount of shows that they had before. It's just that they're going like with their own direction for each of the companies. Crunchyroll will do the streaming, and Funimation will do the dubbing.
Yeah, I think this deal is very complementary for the two, and not as much detrimentary. So
to the others,
I would say though that Sentai Filmworks is kind of the odd man out in this, in that while they still have a relationship with Crunchyroll and still are releasing home video, they, as far as the licensing is concerned, are taking a bit of a hit in this, in that now they're going up against a combined force kind of between Crunchyroll and Funimation, whereas before it was more split between the two. So the bidding war is going to be between what I guess Crunchy bids combined with Funimation versus what Sentai's bidding on certain things. So they might need to be a bit more selective on what shows they pick up.
Mm-hmm.
to not get the bidding going out of control. But time will only tell on that.
Sentai's releases has kind of been contracting recently, haven't they?
I'd say they're releasing a decent amount of stuff consistently. I think each month they release probably about a half dozen to a dozen titles on DVD and Blu-ray. So
okay. So you guys don't think there's going to be extra moves kind of to counter this at all?
That's a tough question because Crunchy and Funimation are kind of the top dogs in this. So
yeah.
The question would be who would make the counter move? Sentai and Daisuke? I mean, I don't know who would be the other force, kind of.
Well, I think the statement what you should think of is what company has more money than Funimation and Crunchyroll combined and can shell out money.
No one except for the big two.
Well, it doesn't matter. No. See, so there's Netflix and Amazon. They're not. They have the money, but they're just not really interested in doing it as much as Crunchyroll or
not on the scale that Crunchy's doing.
Not yet, at least.
If you really care about making money, I mean, let's arbitrarily take Microsoft for a better one, and they get into a streaming service. They can outbid all of these companies combined, hands down.
Sure.
And for me, and as a fan, if there's a centralized place that gets every single anime every single season, I would be more interested in going to that place than scattering my money around.
That would be the one true monopoly right there.
Right. And so what this partnership does, it doesn't particularly. It's helpful, as a paying subscriber. Your lineup basically doubled. What is it, $7 a month?
So at the current subscription rates, this is nothing but a boon for the current subscriber. However, the question then is, because this deal happened and because you're now technically being offered more content between the services, will this impact pricing moving forward? And will then people start to leave because of that? Or will they still feel like it's a good deal for the amount of content they're getting?
I don't know. I mean, I think half the people who watch anime on Crunchyroll are using their parents' credit cards.
Probably.
I don't think a lot of people actually pay for their own anime.
Oops.
I guess in that case, will their parents say it's too high of a price per month on their credit card, or will they still be okay with it?
Well, the one thing you don't want to see is like creeping, where it goes up a little bit, and then another little bit, and then a little bit.
Kind of like Netflix has been doing.
Netflix
recently.
and Amazon have been going up over the last few years. I've noticed Netflix increase slowly but steadily, and even Amazon, when you consider their Prime membership, used to be wasn't it like $49?
I think it was like $60.
Way back when, and then it's been creeping up to
it's $100 now.
70, 80, now it's 100.
Yep. It's still a really good deal, but
maybe. I mean, I mean, I have a friend that makes. Okay, never mind. I won't say
it. So you think it's definite that there probably will be a price increase in the future? I was wondering, maybe because Crunchyroll is doing this, I mean, how much does this open up there? Are they going to be seeing a lot more revenue through this? Are they going to be able to open up into other markets that they hadn't before?
Well, you have to say that. Are they getting more users? Is their user base growing? Well, paying user base, is it growing?
The paying user base is growing exponentially currently. It's gone from 250,000 roughly about 4 to 5 years ago to currently over 750,000 today.
Yeah.
And projected to get up to 1 million by the end of next year.
Yeah.
So it is growing pretty quickly. And
so that's good. Growing user base means you keep prices down, but
And then the question remains for the long term, where will they kind of, that peak off, and what will they do once they reach that point?
Sure.
Well, I mean, once you peak off, I mean, there's multiple variables. You know, if you go into other regions, you have to put servers there as well, and you have to maintain those servers, and of course, that costs money. And your $7, you have your server costs, you have your marketing costs, you have all these costs within that $7, and then if you watch every anime but the one I am not going to mention, that gets divided even more.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's some brilliant mathematician or accountant that does all these figures for Crunchyroll, and who's incompetent at doing that job.
No, I should mention Crunchyroll had the deal with the Chernin Group, who gave them a huge boost of extra capital to invest in the company, and they basically control the overall operation, but they leave the staff at Crunchyroll headquarters to figure out the nitty-gritty of things.
So I was assumed that Crunchyroll doesn't even...
Funimation had a similar deal with, I think it's Universal.
Yeah, Universal owns Funimation. Well, actually, Universal owns everything. But...
That's why they had the logo pop up for a while.
The two of them do have some, investment capital that's going into... whatever their current operation is. But with this deal, obviously they're going to be spending money between licensing costs with each other and possibly expanding. And obviously because they're expanding onto more Blu-ray and DVD and download to own. So I think eventually to recoup that investment, the price will come up at some point.
Sure. I don't think Funimation will ever crumble. I mean, it's an Universal, NBC, and Comcast.
It's been around for a while too.
Well, no, they just have a shit ton of money.
Crunchyroll has a lot of freaking money.
Something interesting I did notice is that the retail price on Funimation's limited editions of late has gone from I think it used to be about $70 for the limited edition, and now it's $85 retail. That's before discount, obviously. But that extra $15 increase has me wondering, is that them making up some of the extra margin in these investments, or is that maybe because they're seeing somebody like an Aniplex of America or a Pony Canyon USA coming into the market and having a very high priced 4-episode to 8-episode release? That's
probably a bit of both.
That's breaking the bank, and seeing that people are willing to shell out for a nice addition, so maybe they can inch up the money more.
Sure.
So this is a good lesson for all you people who buy anime products. Don't all buy it at once. You're just competing with yourselves and making the money. You're just skyrocketing the money. Buy it, in sessions. And
wait for sales. Wait for sales, damn it.
Yes, I highly recommend waiting for the Right Stuff holiday sale, which will happen around Black Friday time. So.
See, it's you people that are ruining anime. You people.
Hey, don't be hostile towards our very small viewer base here.
Yeah.
We have a viewer base?
They're doing this for fun.
So he's being hostile towards us. All right.
Oh,
I was pointing at the screen too.
Which is in the screen.
You bastards.
So
you killed anime, you bastards.
I'm kind of curious. This might not completely revolve into it, but for instance, we talked about in our last podcast, the big popular hit, at least Re:Zero, is not licensed yet, and CR has, I believe they have exclusive streaming rights to it, don't they?
I'm not sure.
That one fan site has rights to it.
So at least they have the most rights, the most regions for it.
You know what's
So-
gonna happen? Freaking Aniplex is gonna get it. It's gonna be a fucking $150.
Do you think?
Would still buy it.
I mean, I was thinking that. I mean, do you see this possibly as one of the Funimation dub and release titles?
It could be because I'm seeing TV Tokyo, Media Factory, Katakawa Shoten, ATX, Memory Tech, Hakudo, DY Music and Pictures as the producers. So those are typically companies. Those are typically companies that would work with Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Butterfly in the sky.
I'm still hoping for
Since-
Aniplex.
Since Aniplex and Pony Canyon typically license from their parent company, and they're seemingly not on the production committee for this,
Mhm.
I would assume that Crunchyroll, Funimation, or possibly Sentai would get in on licensing this one.
Sure.
Nah,
So-
so Aniplex.
So I don't know. I feel like this is a big candidate, and this would be a pretty big fish for Funimation.
I think what's happening right now is because it was pretty popular, is that there's a bidding war going on.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of seeing where the chips fall between maybe Sentai and Funimation or something.
Sure, because usually by now we'd kind of know who. I mean, it was a 2-core, so usually some point during we'd usually hear who's licensed it.
It could also be because
Oh, really?
there was a lot of things, a lot of companies that I just listed on those producers lists, that
A lot of people to consult.
there could be a red tape somewhere, perhaps in the music. Usually it's music that holds things up, but there could be red tape somewhere that's holding it up as well.
No Ray Zero for Bio.
Yeah.
Order from Japan.
Hey,
But,
let's-
Here's a question.
I
for
would
you,
be
Bio.
I would be shocked if it doesn't get licensed within the next 6 months or so.
Here's a question for you, Bio. How much are you willing to spend on the entire volume of Raid Zero?
probably about normally what I spend.
300.
No, 100's usually a bit much for a limited edition. I'd go probably like 60, 65 usually.
$65 for 25 episodes?
Well, you're not getting it.
Not for a 25, so it'd probably be split up. So
Yeah, it would have to be double that at least because it's
Yeah.
2-core. Because they
I really hope
they
Aniplex
usually
gets it.
release the first core and a
I
limited,
don't
and then
know.
a second core and a limited.
Let's see how much my pocketbook opens up once I hear about it.
If it's Sentai, you can usually get those during like a holiday sale for like $50 or less. So
Yeah. So
I know a place you can get it for 20.
I know a place where you can get it free.
is it an actual legal release of it, or is it just a bootleg copy that's crappy quality?
I don't know.
Define bootleg.
I'm looking at Crunchyroll right now. I can watch all the episodes of Raid Zero for free.
Oh, look at that.
Because if it's a bootleg, you might as well just be illegally downloading it in the first place.
Whoa, I never mentioned any of that. I'm just saying you can get it for free.
Whoa. Do you think Funimation can find someone good enough to play Subaru for that?
No.
Someone big enough
no.
jackass?
The question is,
Yeah,
you're misconstruing the question. The question is, can Funimation find someone as bad as Subaru?
Whoa. I thought his voice actor did a great job at least. So
Get an annoying whiny kid and you're good.
they that's
He did
why
a good
they gave
job,
him
but you
that's
gotta-
why they gave him the job, because he sounds like such a jackass.
Well, you gotta find a jackass to dub Subaru, and who's gonna hire Jackass?
I don't know.
I guess another thing I find interesting with it is the titles that they're planning on releasing on Blu-ray, DVD, and the download to own. Like Ace Attorney, Alderman of the Sky, Bungo Stray Dogs, Joker Game, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, and Real Life are their first crop.
Mhm.
And just looking at that list, I would say Ace Attorney and Joker Game probably would not normally get a release.
Yeah.
And this is probably a boon for people that would like to own a home video copy in some capacity, to be able to own those,
Mhm.
which they normally wouldn't.
Sure. So, I guess we've been going for a while now. Let's do our closing statements. Sean,
I'm Swagger Candy.
Swagger Sean, Swagger Kata,
Call me Swag Kaga.
Swag Kaga.
It is SH.
It's true. Well, Swag Kaga.
Yes.
Closing
Do you need
statement.
something?
What do you think? What do you think about this whole deal? Or do you have anything else to add about anything else relevant or not relevant?
Anything relevant or not relevant? Interesting. So Bio, I have a gripe with you.
Oh, boy.
Perfect time to air this.
I think we all know that Honoka from Love Live is a witch.
This shit again. All right.
Got him.
I mean, she did save your life, didn't she?
Yes, she did. I said, "Oh, great honkers in the sky. There's a hurricane coming to kill me. Can you use your powers to push it away from me?" And you know what happened? She pushed it away from me.
Did she use Sunny Day Sun?
Oh man,
She pushed it away from you and right back at Florida. Fuck you, Florida.
Whoa. You think it's coming back, but I'm gonna have to push it away again.
So how soon until we get the Hanukkah memorial started in down South Florida?
It's gonna start on Tuesday when I get my Hanukkah Nendra that I ordered because she saved my life.
Is she best girl?
No, she gave me number 2 for a while.
That's an insult to Hanukkah.
I mean, Rin didn't save your life.
Nope.
Yeah, she didn't save your life at all.
No.
She just purred. That's it. She's a cat.
Is there room on your shrine for both?
We got some shots fired here.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the same spot holding hands.
So you're a Hanukkah ring shipper, huh?
No, but they're the only 2 Nendroids I have.
I'm a
so, hey.
safe and godforsaken life.
All right, AK,
What?
your turn.
Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting that.
God, who would have thought that I would be called on?
No, absolutely. Who would have you clearly didn't go in order or anything.
No.
You
Like
just
that
randomly called
moment.
my name.
That moment you're sitting in class.
Normally I have something witty to say, but unfortunately I don't have something witty to say. But what I can say is I already said something witty, and I'll pass it to the next person.
Right.
You can come back. I'll have something witty.
That was terrible.
Sonic.
I guess for me, this deal, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic about the benefits, at least in the interim. I am somewhat concerned how it will affect the pricing, at least as far as licensing is concerned in the future. And I am somewhat concerned about the pricing for the consumer, if that goes up as a result of this deal and perhaps increased licensing costs. But only time will tell, and at this point, it's definitely I think, good move to counter what's happening with Amazon and Netflix out there.
Definitely. Gold?
I learned some things. I did learn some things, with the whole merger. Again, this doesn't really weigh on me, benefit, do anything negative towards me. Because I don't give Crunchyroll anything except my balls to lick, so. So again, this has it makes no difference to me. They form with every licensing company out there, and I don't care. I watch my stuff on the dark side. Okay, I'm good.
Just spreading the evil empire, I guess.
You're still salty about what they did to you at the Comic-Con.
I got a bag. A very nice bag.
You want to elaborate on that bag? I think it was,
Yeah, please tell our viewers.
Okay,
those sexusists.
Yes, I got Twin Star. There needs to be like an adult anime of this. I got Twin Star Exorcist. Has the Benio, which is Bay. It also has that annoying shark teeth Brad and other minor side characters. 'Cause I stopped watching that crappy show. But Benio was cute, so I had to get it. Yeah.
What happened to it?
What do you mean? What happened to it?
Sounded like there was some issue with Crunchyroll.
Oh, what happened to the show? Or
No. Never mind.
oh, keep going. I'll answer.
No. It sounded like Sean was saying that there was something that happened.
Oh no.
the bag.
No, it was just my whole experience with going to Comic-Con. Yeah,
All right. Aiden.
it's a nice bag.
Oh, like Gold and some other people here, I am also a denizen of the dark side, so it doesn't really have much of a impact on what I watch. But I guess we'll just see which way they decide to go with it. If they do decide to become the true monopoly and try and become the evil empire to rule over anime or not.
I mean, at the least, you can say that they're getting more titles. So, I mean, you on your dark side, you have your subs quicker.
Well, except for shows like Vivid Strike, which nobody seems to care about. Fuck you guys.
Amazon Prime has it. Amazon Prime UK has it, and since they still speak English, they're getting their subs up pretty quick.
No offense to UK people, but
No, but they speak English, so you're getting English subtitles quickly.
This is not on Amazon America.
No, but were you going to watch it on Amazon America, or were you just going to dark side it anyways?
I probably would have dark sided it anyways, but
So you're getting the same result.
yeah, pretty much.
hey, it's not because it's the same results. The means does not justify the ends. Anyways,
Isn't it the pot calling the kettle though? I mean, you're complaining on the one hand that it's that you don't want to watch it on the legal platform, but then you're complaining it's not coming out fast enough from the rip of the legal platform on the dark side.
oh man, you just can't get satisfied, dude.
Damn right.
No satisfaction here.
So, I think I have something.
All right, go with your witty tagline here.
Anime fans want anime fast, and all of them are selfish. And I think companies prey on this. They really do. But my 2 cents is, I urge companies to maybe overlook the audience's, your fans' selfishness. Keep prices low. Keep prices low. Don't try to, jack up the prices just so you can make a good penny. Because if you do, we're not stupid. We'll stop our subscriptions and we'll go back to our old ways. At least, I would go back to my old ways. Not that I do.
Or your current ways.
What's my current way? You don't know my watching habits.
Dark side everything.
You don't know my. Please, if you're gonna stalk me, I take that as a compliment.
I don't think it's dark. It's really stalking.
Just don't stop. Just don't
already.
Stop. And that's my 2 cents. Keep prices low, so those teenagers can mooch off their parents' pockets. And oh man, I was so unprepared. I'm on the dark side. I'm like on the dark side right now. I'm looking at stuff, so I'm like super unprepared.
All right.
Ooh. Hey Sentai, hey Aniplex, there's a whole new market for you. It's called Aero Anime. You have 5 customers here: AK, Sonic,
Bio.
Gold, Aiden, and definitely Bio.
Hey, sex sells, and I would throw money at. Hey, I would throw money at UFO Table if they did an Aero Anime. Let that be known.
Are you sure they haven't already?
Hey, that was a pretty good scene. Not gonna lie, at least in animation terms.
So, I guess I'll end with my closing statement. So, as a user of Crunchyroll, I actually am pretty. I'm pretty okay with the site for the most part. It needs to work on its streaming, but it's at least its player. But, anyways, I think this is. I mean, we kind of spelled it out already. This is a good deal for the consumer. You can get pretty much all of your anime now legally in one place if you're willing to pay for it. You don't have to split it up amongst a bunch of different companies. Some people will still do it for just a couple titles because they're not willing to dark side anything. But in the immediate, it's a win for the consumer. We'll see, like Sonic said, if this kind of changes in the future.
What do you mean in the immediate?
Right, as of right now and for the foreseeable future.
You do know in the laws of relativity, there's no such thing as now.
Okay. I took physics too, so
I know you took physics, but you also took thermodynamics, and I asked you a question and you couldn't help me. What good does that do?
I didn't take chemistry.
Whatever, thermodynamics.
I took Gen Chem.
I'm about to say.
Are you saying we haven't
graduated?
I'm saying, as a fellow Crunchyroll user, that I'm struggling with some of this work, and you guys aren't helping me. That's what I'm complaining about.
Thermodynamics taught me that everyone is a heated cylinder.
You know what physics taught me? That everyone here is a black body, and we're radiating heat. Some more than others.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that, but okay.
You don't get the joke?
More insults for okay.
No, that was an insult. I'm just saying, some people are more attractive than the others, and that's why you're rating it more heat.
Yes, that's what I got. Yeah, yep.
I'm just lost because I never went
even though you constantly called me handsome bio before whenever I
did I call you?
Yeah.
Hey, I call everyone handsome.
Oh, okay, sure.
Never called me handsome.
See, if I call all of you handsome, then everyone's like, then everyone is leveled, and there's a baseline.
All right. Well,
I think this is all making it into the.
Oh yeah,
this is not B-roll. Right?
This needs to end anyways. But I've been Bio. I hope that you have enjoyed our cast. We kind of gone off here at the end like usual, but
we're just keeping things genuine.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
get it together.
We just want something real. We just want something real.
Wow. The erection of my heart is raging.
Is it from Yuri on Ice?
Always.
All right. You can check us out on our Twitter or YouTube. And fuck if I remember everything else.
Usagiroll, add Usagiroll pod.
Nobody goes there, man.
Nah, enjoy it whenever the hell this gets put up. All right.
Check out the YouTube, SoundCloud. Peace.
Just cut it. Just cut it.
Keep on honking. Honk, honk.
Watch Flip Flippers and Izetta and Vivid Strike, and if you don't, you suck.
I cut you guys. Sorry.